Alright, got the 2020 Xbox One collection video, over 300 games, so let's get started. Gonna start with GTA 5, one of the best-selling games ever. An awesome RPG in Greedfall, absolutely love this game. We got Halo the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5. You can't go wrong with Halo on the Xbox. Halo is Xbox, basically. Absolutely fantastic games. Halo Wars 2, a very good RTS. A genre I don't play too often, but it's a nice mix-up. Got Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Absolutely beautiful looking game. I hope the sequel is a little faster and speed things up, but otherwise it touches on, like the topics of mental health, and a lot of people has resonated with it. I'm a huge fan of stealth games, so I got Hitman 1 and 2. Both are really good, and with those games you get the most creative kills in the series. Homefront: The Revolution. It's a first-person style shooter. Hunt Showdown. A friend of mine really got me into this game. It's first-person multiplayer type game. I haven't played it too often, but from what I played, it's pretty good. Immortal Unchained. Dark Souls with guns. That's a dope game. Series of games I absolutely love as a huge DC fan. Injustice 1 and 2. Justice 1 is the backwards compatible version. 2 is an excellent sequel, both for excellent games, and do a lot of justice to an Elseworld DC style game. Got Inside and Limbo. Really good indie games. Journey to the Savage Planet. This game is absolutely gorgeous. The colors pop so well, especially if you play it on the Xbox One X. I recommend it. Jumanji, video game. We don't get many licensed games anymore, so that's mostly why I bought it. Looks like it could be okay. Jump Force. I'm not super into anime, but it had like Yu Yu Hakusho and that show. I love that show back in the day. So I really like playing as Yusuke Urameshi. But otherwise, it's okay. It's not particularly great. Very shallow game, if I'm gonna be honest. Now, Just Cause 3 and 4. I do love these games. These are open world style games. They're a lot of fun. A lot of explosives. And 4, you could like ride tornadoes and stuff. And it's the Steelbook edition. Steelbook edition for both. Killer Instinct, great fighting game. And I believe it's going to be Xbox Series X enhanced. Killing Floor 2. This is like a zombie survival first-person game. It's really dope as well. We got Kingdom Comes Deliverance. Kingdom Comes Deliverance. This is a hardcore RPG. It's very tough, especially at the beginning. It's a rewarding game, but yeah, it's not for everyone. Kingdom Hearts 3, the Steelbook edition. And yeah, this is a great game as well. This is a great game as well. This has come from somebody who didn't particularly like Kingdom Hearts 1 when I played it back in the day. And but the Disney aspect is why I play it more so than the Final Fantasy. Let's see. Valkyria Revolution. It's an RPG game. Vampire. Now this is a great game as well. You play as Dr. Jonathan Reed. You got awesome vampire powers and stuff. I love the game. I believe it's on Game Pass as well. Victor Vran. It's a top-down style isometric RPG. Vikings, Wolves of Midgard. It's another top-down style RPG. We got two co-op first-person games in Vermintide, Warhammer, Vermintide 1 and 2. The sequel looks really good on the Xbox One X, by the way. Warhammer 4000 Inquisitor. This is a top-down style RPG as well, and it's a lot of fun. Let's see, Warriors of Orochi 4. This is a Muso game, which is the genre for the hack and slash game that it's based off of, like Dynasty Warriors and One Piece Pirate Warriors. It's kind of fun too. To me, it's a little too easy, but it's not bad. We got Wasteland 2, and I'll be picking up Wasteland 3 physical edition soon. But yeah, this is a pretty good turn-based RPG. And you know, turn-based isn't my favorite, but you know, I get into them more and more. So I have a number of turn-based games. Alright, we got Watch Dogs 1 and 2. Both steel books. And yeah, these are two games I absolutely enjoy. I know people didn't like Aiden Pierce as much in the first one, but I did. And then in Watch Dogs 2, where you play as Marcus, yeah, this has improved on everything on the sequel, and I can't wait to try out Legions, which you could play as anyone. That seems like a really cool mechanic. And here's another great game, We Happy Few, where you play as Ollie, Sally, and Arthur. The DLCs are also really good. The story is very engaging. The gameplay could be a little janky, but that's not a bad thing. And here's an absolutely classic, arguably one of the best games this generation, and recently announced to have the Xbox Series X smart delivery upgrade is The Witcher 3. I mean, what more do you need to say about the game? It's considered a modern classic for a reason. Alright, now we got another set of fun games. Wolfenstein, The New Order, The Old Blood, Wolfenstein Youngblood, where you play as BJ Borowitz's daughters, and the new Colossus. All are really good, and it's focused on the story. You know, the story where the Nazis won. It's like an alternate universe. And here's a great co-op style for person game is World War Z. This probably has the most zombies of any zombie game too, but it's absolutely great. One of the weaker games in my collection, WWE 2K16. I mainly bought it because my man Stone Cold was on the cover. He was absolutely badass back in the 90s. But the gameplay, a little too boring for me. Alright. We got another strategy game in XCOM 2. Alright, Ziggurat. This is like a first person, man, I'm going blank here. But pretty much, it's like randomly generated. Each level is randomly generated. It's a pretty dope game, too. Alright, we got Zombie Army 4. And Zombie Army Trilogy. By the way, dope steelbook. But yeah, these are two zombie survival style games. Both are a lot of fun. Made by the same devs who made the Sniper Elite series. Yeah, so you know, quality games that I enjoy. Zombieland Double Tap. Now this is based off the Zombieland movie, which was a funny movie back from like 2009, I think. I also think there's a sequel that I never saw, but I would like to see. And it's like a twin stick shooter. We got Warhammer Chaos Bane. This is like a top-down RPG. Of all the top-down RPGs in the of all the Warhammer games I have, This one is my favorite in the bunch. Okay, next deck. I just do it like this. Far Cry 3. Oh, actually, speed things up a bit. We got Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn, and Far Cry Primal. So, needless to say that I love the Far Cry series. My favorite of them is probably 5, but all of them are quality games. I know Primal's considered the weakest one, but I actually liked it a lot. You know, you could tame all these legendary beef like saber-toothed tigers and stuff. I mean, come on, man, that's great. All right, next up we got Final Fantasy Type Zeros, the Steelbook Edition. Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. Yeah, a little confusing. Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, and Final Fantasy 15, which of these 15 is definitely my favorite, as I prefer the more real-time combat more so than the way the other games do it. We got For Honor. This is a dope online game. I haven't put much time into it, but I know that it's got a dedicated community, or at least did. Alright, now we got another excellent set of games here. The Forza series. Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4. Alright, so the Forza Horizon series are the excellent open world racers, the best ever in my opinion. And then you got the best sim racers in Forza Motorsport 5, Forza Motorsport 6, and my favorite, Forza Motorsport 7. Yeah, I know that they're going to do, I think it's a soft reboot for the Xbox Series X Forza game, and I can't wait. If you're into racers, you can't go wrong with any Forza, ever. Alright, we got Friday the 13th. This is like a asymmetric online game where you play as Jason and you kill the camp counselors. This is one of those games I got into because of my friend like that and Dead by Daylight. Alright, here's an excellent series of games. Gears of War. The Ultimate Edition is one of the best remakes this generation. It looks absolutely gorgeous in 1080p 60, and they updated the graphics, they added more content, and it came out after Judgment, and I think it revitalized the Gears community. We got Gears of War 4, excellent game, and Gears of War 5, a fantastic game. And with the campaign, they made it more like the semi-open world, which really did add extra depth. I absolutely love Kate as a protagonist. She took over like halfway through the story in 4, so for her to be the main character in 5 made a lot of sense. And add in Horde mode, which is a blast, multiplayer, which is tough, and Escape, which is a new mode. Fantastic game. Alright, we got Generation Zero. It's like a first-person survival game, co-op as well. Ghostbusters. This one is the co-op version. It's not as good as the Ghostbusters Remastered. Now this is a great game that pays homage to the original cast. They're all in this game. They all look just like their real-life counterparts. It's surprisingly how good this game is. Next up, we got Super Lucky's Tale. Cute little platformer. Platformer's not a genre I play too often, but yeah. Now, there are a lot of Dark Souls style games this gen, and here's the Surge 1 and 2. The Surge 1 was pretty good. The Surge 2 is great. This is definitely probably my favorite Dark Souls style games, because the way that they updated the combat just made it so much better to play. Alright, we got Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet. This is a pretty cool game too. I believe it's on Game Pass, and it's like this third-person shooter, kind because I know it's based off like an anime that I never saw though, so I can't really tell you much. We got Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. I remember that this was a 360 exclusive, and I've heard excellent things about it. I, however, haven't put much time into it or started it yet, but I would love to, as it does look pretty good for a JRPG. Alright, the Technomancer. Very good RPG, made by the same developers that did Greedfall. Greedfall I absolutely love. This isn't as strong as it, but they do have some combat elements that I like. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant in Manhattan. This was a great game too, made by Platinum. It really did bring me back, because I was a big fan of Ninja Turtles back in the day, and this really did bring me back to that era. I love them all. My favorite Ninja Turtle, Raphael, by the way. Alright, Tekken 7, a dope fighting game. Terminator Resistance. Okay, this is an awesome game too. They did the Terminator justice, some justice. From the moment you turn this game on, this game surprised me on how good it is. All right, we got Titan Quest, a top-down RPG. All right, next up we got the Division 1 and 2. Very good third-person looter shooters. I believe that's what they call them. And yeah, I like part 2 more than 1, but yeah, there's some pretty good games. Same with the Ghost Recon games. Now, I'll say this, and I got the Steelbook edition for both Wildlands and Breakpoint. The Wildlands Steelbook is awesome. I'll say this, Ubisoft love their open world games, and I love open world games too. I'm just not entirely sure if Ghost Recon needed to be open world, but otherwise, there's some dope games. Probably my least favorite of the Tom Clancy games, Rainbow Six Siege. And I know people still play it, and it has a competitive online and all that stuff. But yeah, it was definitely the weakest one for me. But moving on from weakest to one of my favorites, Tomb Raider series. The reboot, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. All three are absolutely fantastic games. You know, they did the exploration, the action adventure, the gameplay is a lot of fun. Great series. I absolutely love it. Alright, we got Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is made by Exile, who are now under the Xbox umbrella. And this is like a RPG. You know, like a classic CRPG, isometric RPG. We got Transformer Devastation. Love the art style on this. Also made by Platinum. And it's a lot of fun. And does justice to G1 of Transformers. We got Rise of the Darkspark. This is also a dope game. I don't think it was as well received as like Fall of Cybertron, but I still enjoyed it. We got the Trine series, Trines 1 through 4. This is like a platformer style game, side scroller. I love the way the colors look. From what I played so far, fun games, and I like to beat all of them. And Valkyrie Chronicles 4. Also in the same universe, made by Sega, Japanese style RPG. And let's continue with the next stack. Deliver Us the Moon. I picked this up recently and haven't started it yet, but from what the gameplay I've seen so far, it looks pretty damn good. So, hey, let me know if you've played it, how you feel about the game. Alright, we got Devil May Cry, the HD collection. Devil May Cry 5, great game. Devil May Cry, Ninja Theory's version, which I enjoyed, but I know that people didn't like it. But I don't know. I thought it was fun. There's some really good hack and slash style games. I got Diablo 4. Great game. Oh, here we go. Some stealth style games, Dishonored series. Did the finish 1, 2, Death for the Outsider. Yeah, you play as Corvo, Emily. Well, you could play as Emily or Corvo in 2, and you play as Billy in Death of the Outsider. Yeah, I love those games. You know, you could do a lot of stealth, which is always fun to me. The powers are so cool, so creative. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Divinity, Original Sin 1 and 2. These are considered, 2 in particular, is considered one of the best RPGs ever. They're turn-based style. They allow a lot of creativity and freedom. So there's that. All right. Sorry, I got a text there. We got Doom and Doom Eternal. Yeah, action-packed, first-person games. Absolutely brutal, absolutely fun. I mean, Doom Eternal is going to be one of the best games of the year. Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, love old BioWare. Love Dragon Age. This is a really good game too, with a deep story. Next up, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Alright, so Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is like the single player action RPG version of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 are and Fighters are all fighting games. Fighters is a really good fighting game, and I enjoy them all. As you notice, I enjoy most of these games that I've played, because I'm more of a positive gamer. Dragon's Dogma. This is a fantastic RPG. Like, for example, like you could if you fight a Cyclops, for example, you could climb on the Cyclops while you're attacking him and stuff. The combat is cool. Only negative is that aren't many fast travel options for an open world game. That's never good. That's really the one big con. Alright, Dying Light, zombie game, very, very good. And I can't wait for Dying Light 2. This is awesome steelbook, by the way. Dynasty Warriors 9. It's that hack and slash Muso game. I know that it's considered the worst one in the series. I didn't mind it. Elix. This is a good RPG. However, I know that it's made by the German dev, Piranha Bytes, and sometimes it's hard in the bad way. And hard in a bad way to me is when the game is needlessly hard, to where you gotta take forever to level up. And that's kind of how it is. But once you get the hang of it, it's actually a pretty good RPG. All right, we got 2 really good horror games in The Evil Within. All right. So we got Fable Anniversary, Fable 2, and Fable 3. Yeah, the Fable series is great. And Fable is returning through the Xbox Series X, which thank you God for that one, because yeah, these are a lot of fun. And these were games that gave Xbox an identity that I'm glad to see is going to be coming back. They're all really good games. Probably 2 or 3 is probably my favorite of them, but still, you can't go wrong, and they're all backwards compatible on the Xbox. Fate is Silent. This is one of the weaker survival style RPGs I got, but it's not too bad. Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is more like an MMO style game, but it has its audience. However, yeah, the type of Bethesda games that I click with more tends to be like Prey or Doom or Dishonored. But Fallout and Skyrim or Elder Scrolls little harder for me to get into personally. Not saying they're bad, but sometimes they're just not for me. Next up, we got Streets of Rage 4. Love the game. Streets of Rage, back on the Sega Genesis, one of my earliest gaming memories. So, needless to say, I was absolutely hyped when this came out. Shadows Awakening, really good top-down style RPG where like you could fight in like the real world and the shadow world and switch in between, and you solve puzzles that way and stuff. We got Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. Yeah, this is like a mystery game. It's not too bad. Here's a pretty good JRPG, Shining Resonance Reframe. Yeah, I played a bit of it. It's actually better than I thought it would be. I mean, it has your usual JRPG cliches in it, but you know, I can't hate on the game. We got The Sims, a simulation style game. I think everybody knows what The Sims is. Here's a really good game, The Sinking City. Yeah, this is like an open world horror game, and it's really, really good. We got Skyrim. I wonder if they're gonna resell Skyrim on the next gen series, on the next gen consoles. Oh, here's a fantastic game, Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, it's more than a GTA clone, because I see it get compared to GTA a lot, but no, this game is awesome. Play it. You could probably find it for cheap too. All right. Here are some cool third-person shooters. Sniper Elite 2 Remastered, Sniper Elite 3, and Sniper Elite 4. So pretty much with these, you pretty much find ways to kill Hitler and stuff. And it's got this really cool kill mechanic, like the kill cam when you snipe people out. They're all very enjoyable games. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. It's a first-person shooter. One of the weaker games in my collection, in my opinion. Alright. Song of the Deep. Yeah, this was a game made by Insomniac Games, and it was, like, I think it was exclusive to GameStop, if I'm not mistaken, at one point. So I absolutely love Sonic, and Sonic Mania is like retro Sonic, and it does it so well. The people who made this, they did such a great job and showed their love to Sonic. And a lot of people feel that they did a better job than Sega does with modern Sonic. Alright, here's a dope fighting game. Soul's Calibur. Yeah, this is the Steelbook edition. And this is a really cool Steelbook too. I don't think it... Yeah. I think the battery in that is dying, as I have no clue what it says. But yeah, I hope Soul Calibur 6 was successful, because I heard that if it wasn't, it would be the last Soul Calibur, and that would be a real shame. Alright, we got the South Park games, The Stick of Truth and The Fractured Buttholes. Both captured South Park perfectly. The humor nails it. And and that makes the games more fun too. The battles in this could go a little long, but again, it's just so funny, and it captures South Park so well. If you're a fan of the show, you're gonna love both of them. We got Sparklight. Sparklight is like a classic Zelda style game, right? It's got the cute 8-bit style graphics. It's not too bad. We got next up, Star Wars game, Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefront 2, and the real gem of the Star Wars games, the Jedi: The Fallen Order. Alright, if you're a Star Wars fan, I think that the story in this game is gonna absolutely kill it for you. I thought it was great. The gameplay is Dark Souls-like, but it has difficulty settings, so So you're not gonna. So if that's not your thing, I think it's more accessible for people that way. But it's a lot of fun. The story's very good and very, very well done for the Star Wars universe. Respawn, yeah, you better protect Respawn. People gonna riot if you kill that developer for what they've been able to do. Alright, we got State of Decay 1 and State of Decay 2. Now this game I was addicted to for a long ass time when it first came out. This game is absolutely fantastic. It's an open world style zombie survival. But you know, you got to collect resources, and it's just done. It's done in a way that is just fun. And I can't wait to see what Undead Labs does with State of Decay 3 now that they got full Microsoft backing. Because if it's going to be like a big budget version of this, I'm all in. We got Strange Brigade. This is a good action adventure style game, and it has like co-op modes like Horde. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collector's Edition. Well, not Collector's Edition, but Collection. We got Styx, Shards of Darkness. This game is surprisingly really good. It's a stealth style game where you play as Styx, and Styx he's a funny dude too to play as. Yeah, when I played it, it caught me off guard on how good it was, and I had to buy the first one, Master of Darkness. One of my favorite games this generation, the game that got me back into gaming, and the first game I played on my Xbox One, Sunset Overdrive. Love Sunset Overdrive. I can't say enough about how much I love this game. This is everything that I love in games. It's a fun open world style game. All the guns are creative and useful in some way, and so much fun. They're like having different superpowers. The game is funny, the colors pop, the graphics are great. Love the game. Alright, my best friend's favorite game, Dead by Daylight, an asymmetric style multiplayer game. We got Control, which, bad modern business practices aside, oh, got a little dusty there, sorry. Bad modern business practices aside, it was a good game. I did a complete walkthrough on my channel as well, and I had fun with it. The ending, a little weak, but I mean, I enjoy games for its parts, and it's a good game. The combat is really fun. I really love the protagonist, Jesse Faden, a lot. So yeah, and here's another game I love, Crackdown 3, and I know it got hate when it first came out, but man, the game is just a blast. It's a blast in a similar way as Sunset Overdrive, where it's like the colors pop. It just looks so good. It's just fun open world where you got these crazy guns that all are useful, all do a variety of damage, and I had a blast, and I beat it on legendary difficulty. All right, we got the Crash Insane trilogy. Let's go on. The Crew 1 and 2, fun open world style racers. Cuphead, difficult as hell, but still a lot of fun. And we got the Dark Souls game, Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and well, this is the trilogy that I bought for the steelbook for collection purposes. But yeah, the Dark Souls series of games, it really kicked off the whole genre of these Dark Souls style games we see today, and for good reason. I understand why it has its audience. The games are notoriously difficult, but it's rewarding when you do, beat them. And I enjoyed Dark Souls 2, probably because it was my first one that I first played on the Xbox One. Alright, the Darksiders is a fantastic set of games. Each one plays differently, but also still somehow keeps its identity, which I really like that. Like, this is very hack and slash like. This one is Darksiders 2 is more like open world action RPG style. Then you got Darksiders 3, which is probably my favorite. Absolutely love playing as Fury. And Darksiders Genesis, which is like more like a top-down style RPG. However, the gameplay mechanics still feel like Darksiders, where you play as both Strife and War. And I mostly played as Strife because you already got War in 1. So, you know, play as the new guy. Which, I mean, I'm not sure why they did it that way. But hey, can't complain. They're still all very, very good games. We got Dead or Alive 5 and 6. Got Deadpool, funny game. Kind of funny. And, you know, I do kind of miss games like this, superhero style games where they're not too long, just the right length, still fun. It really does feel like a game of yesteryear that we don't get often anymore. Alright, we got Dead Rising 1, 2, 3, and 4. Absolutely enjoy all 4. 3 is probably my favorite. It's the most serious of them all. But yeah, very, very good series that I feel like is synonymous with Xbox in a way. Because I believe these two were exclusive to the 360. And this was the Xbox One launch exclusive. But yeah, they're all very good in its way. Destroy All Humans is such a fun remake. Way better than it had any right to be. And we also have a great RPG and Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I think Cyberpunk is going to be compared to it because it's kind of like this futuristic style game. It has some deep themes and topics. It's first person, except when you go into cover and it's third. I kind of wish that you could either choose which one, because that, you know, but otherwise, it's a very, very, very good RPG. Alright, Red Dead Redemption 2. This game has the best details of any game this generation. It's absolutely stunning how Rockstar pulled this off. Like it really is something else. I hope it gets Series X enhancements. Red Faction Guerrilla, a fun game. And I think I gotta stop the video. Yeah, this collection video long as hell. Alright. Redeemer Enhanced Edition. Remnant from the Ashes, another game that's like Dark Souls with guns. We got a horror style game and Remothered. Absolutely enjoyed it. Let's see. Yes. Alright, the Resident Evil games. This is my best friend's all-time favorite series, and I enjoy Resident Evil as well. Got the Origins with 0 and 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Revelations, and Revelations 2. A great series of horror style games. My favorite of them all is probably 4. Sorry to be cliche, but it is what it is. We got an indie style game in Rhyme. We got Rogue Trooper Redux. And here's one of the best looking games, RYSE Rome. This was also a launch game with the Xbox One, and it holds up very well. It's a very fun game. A bit easy to me, even on the hardest difficulty, but otherwise I enjoyed the story and the gameplay. Series of games that I love: Saints Row, crazy open world style game, even crazier than GTA, a series it gets compared to a lot. Got Samurai Showdown, fighting game. Got Sea of Thieves. I was absolutely wrong about this game. When it first came out, it wasn't for me, but the updates have really turned into something special. Sekiro, very good Dark Souls style game. Shadow Warrior. This is a very good game too. Shenmue 1 and 2, based on the classic from the Dreamcast and OG Xbox. Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment. Alright, next up, we got Battleborn. A game that I enjoyed. It was like a MOBA. It's dead now, but when I was alive, I enjoyed it. Battlefield games, Battlefield 5, 4, I'm sorry, this is Battlefield 1, 4, 5, and Hardline. I'm not a COD guy, but I am a we got Bayonetta and Vanquish, the 10th anniversary Steelbook edition. Awesome Steelbook, by the way. Yeah, and both are great games. Absolutely love Bayonetta in particular. Bending the Ink Machine, a horror style game. The BioShock collection, which contains BioShock 1, 2, and my favorite, Infinite, which BioShock Infinite is up there in one of my favorite games in general. That game was an experience. Blair Witch, a horror game. Blaze Blue, a fighting game, and more should be put on Xbox, by the way. That's the only one apparently. Bleeding Edge, a pretty cool like team brawler, team shooter style game. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, a Metroidvania game. Absolutely love it. Just like how I absolutely love this Steelbook. I think it's really awesome. We got the Borderlands series, Borderlands Game of the Year edition, the Hanson collection, which comes with 2 and the pre-sequel, and Borderlands 3. Which, by the way, the Steelbook edition is gorgeous. Yeah, so may not be the biggest Telltale style game, but Tales for the Borderland looks pretty good. Next up, we got Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Absolutely great first-person game. It's, you know, pretty wild and crazy. Love the story. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Cabela's African Adventure. This is a low-budget ass game. Call of Cthulhu. A pretty good horror game. Children of Morta, great pixel. The pixel style is great. I've really enjoyed the story. It's an RPG style game, very fun. Try it out. I believe it's on Game Pass as well. Citadel Forged with Fire. It's a survival style RPG. Close to the Sun. Horror style game that I think it'll be compared to BioShock, but it's really not. It's still pretty good though. Code Vein, this is another Dark Souls style game. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Conan Exile. This is like it's like Ark. It's like a base building survival style game where you could play as big titty girls. Not too bad. Now here's a nice little hit. Man Eater. This is definitely a unique game because how many games have you played as a shark? Not much. Although the point of it being a shark PG is quite corny. Narcos, Rise of the Cartels. Haven't started it yet, but the gameplay for it looks like it could be interesting. Need for Speed Heat and Need for Speed Payback. Payback got the corniest dialogue of any game I've got. Like they're fun arcade style racers. I think I prefer Heat more than Payback. Got No Man's Sky. The update to the game has done fantastic with it compared to its original release. Akami HD and Onimusha Warlords, 2 classic games that were remastered for the Xbox One. One Piece Pirate Warrior 4. This is a dope Muso style game. My favorite of the ones that I own. I don't really watch One Piece. I know that it's a very long running anime, but for what it's worth, I am enjoying the game. Here are 2 Ori the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of Wisp. Absolutely gorgeous games. 2 of the best this whole generation. The Metroidvania style games. The colors are amazing. The art style is incredible. Absolutely, if you can, play it. Outcast Second Contact. The Outer Worlds. This is a great RPG. A lot of people compare it to Fallout. However, I think the gameplay is better than Fallout. It does some gameplay loops that works for me more than it does for Fallout, which those Bethesda Fallout style games could be a little hard for me to get into. However, this wasn't hard for me to get into. I really enjoyed it. It looks absolutely gorgeous as well. So if you played it on Xbox One X, you know what I'm talking about. That is a great game. Outward. This is another great RPG. More survival style and open world. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game, but it's rewarding when you get into it. Overwatch, a very popular hero shooter. Payday Crime Wave Edition. This is a dope game too. I believe it's on Game Pass as well. Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 from Obsidian. You can't go wrong with Obsidian's RPGs. And both are very good old school style, top-down isometric RPG. And Plague's Tale, very, very, very good game. I would not mind if Asobo joined the Xbox family between this and Microsoft Flight Simulator being real well loved. I really enjoyed this game. Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale, they're classic RPGs. I haven't really started yet. We got PUBG. The only battle royale you'll probably catch me playing because I'm not into Fortnite or Warzone and none of that. But I did enjoy PUBG for what it's worth. Prey is a great first-person style horror game, which you play as Morgan Wu and the steelbook as female and male Morgan Wu. I wish we got more games like this, like BIOHAZARD, and then in it, BIOHAZARD 1 and 2, the collectors, BIOHAZARD bundle, whatever. And they bundle so many games together, it kind of gets wrapped up into one. Absolutely love Quantum Break. My personal favorite work from Remedy is Quantum Break. Played as Jack Joyce. Love the powers. Love the powers and gameplay particular is what I really liked about it. The story was really good. The final boss against Paul Serene on hard was kind of difficult. I enjoyed it a lot. Oh yeah, and Quantum Break is in the same universe as Alan Wake and Control. Got Rage 2. Absolutely enjoyed this game. It's a first-person style open world shooter. And it was a lot of fun. Rare Replay, the best compilation game this gen. 30 games in one, all the rare classics. Perfect Dark, Conquer, Banjo-Kazooie, you name it, it's in there. Rayman Legends, really good platformer. And we got ReCore. Now this is a very good game. I don't think a lot of people beat it though. It was tough. It was tough. It was, some parts are very tough, but I loved it a lot. Jewel is a great protagonist. You know, I liked her cores, Seth, Duncan. Oh man, the last one has skipped my mind at the moment. But yeah, Joel was really the star of the show in the game, and the gameplay was very good and a lot of fun. And we got Red Dead Redemption 1. Again, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a classic. This is also considered a classic because Rockstar, you know, my criticisms with them aside, they make great games. Ace Combat 7, one of the rare flying games, flight combat games. Agents of Mayhem. I enjoy this game a lot. It's set in the St. Joe's universe. I think it was considered more mediocre, but it was pretty fun to me. I enjoyed all the heroes except for Hollywood. I really like Fortune and Heart Attack and all of them. I liked it. Alien Isolation, a great first-person horror style game. Hopefully we get sequel or something with more with that. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This was a pretty fun open world superhero game. The graphics probably weren't the best, but I had a lot of fun with it, with the combat in particular. The combat was definitely a lot of fun in the game. Anthem, BioWare's weakest game. Hopefully, whatever plans they have end up working out. So I like BioWare, and I'd love to see them get back to prominence. We got Ark Survival Evolved, a base building style game similar to Conan Exiles, but this you can like tame dinosaurs. It's really cool with a dedicated fan base. All right. So my favorite video game series, Assassin's Creed. You got 1, the Exio Collection, which includes 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles. I love all the Assassin's Creed games. All of them are just brilliant. All of them are fantastic. I love all the Assassins. My personal favorite assassin, though, is Bayek from Origin. I mean, I don't know what else to say about the Assassin's Creed series. At this point, it's probably one of those series you either love or you hate. I really, really, really love Assassin's Creed. Got a classic style CRPG in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. And then we got another fantastic series of games, the Batman Arkham series. Arkham Origins had the best boss battles. Arkham City had the best story. Arkham Asylum is more Metroidvania linear. My favorite of them, Arkham Knight, which I thought brought everything together. I love using the Batmobile, even though I think that was more controversial. But for me, it worked. I can't wait till Gotham Knights, because Nightwing is my favorite member of the Bat family, and I'm going to be using him like crazy. And I love that DC is finally opening up their universe with Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights. We're going to be using more than Batman. I love that I get to play as Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl. Because as cool as Batman is, I really do like playing as the other DC characters. And we got Batman Telltale series and the Enemy Within. Play the Arkham games. You could skip those. I'm not a big fan of Telltale games in general, but that game left no impression on me. But a game that did leave an impression on me, Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning. One of my favorite games I've ever played in my lifetime. That's how much I love this game, and I am getting the Re-Reckoning version next week. Love it. L.A. Noire, great game from Rockstar. Lichdom Battle Mage, a first-person RPG that has cool powers, a lot of mystical powers and stuff. Made by a smaller dev, but it works. Little Nightmares, really good horror style indie game. Lords of the Fallen, Dark Souls style game. Mad Max, this is a great open world game. WB as a publisher has been excellent this generation between this, the Shadow of War series, the Injustice games. You can find this cheap, and please, you will not go wrong if you play it. I love it. Another game I loved was Mafia 3, including the DLC. Lincoln Clay was a damn badass, alright? And I love the New Orleans setting, or New Bordeaux. We got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I prefer the Injustice games, more of a DC fan. But, you know, this is based on the classic Marvel vs. Capcom series, X-Men vs. Street Fighters. You know, it goes a long way back. And also, this story is the exact same story of DC versus Mortal Kombat. A game that I love that people hated, Mass Effect Andromeda. Put over 100 hours into the single player alone. Had a debt belt and everything. Love this game. The Metroid series, probably the most atmospheric games there is, man. Like, you really feel the intensity in these games. Metro Exodus is just brilliant. It looks so damn good. All three of them, because the Redux come with Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. All right. We got Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. This comes with Ground Zero and The Phantom Pain, and Metal Gear Survive. They're all, you know, pretty good. Honestly, I didn't enjoy Metal Gear Solid 5 as much as the reviews. I know it had some crazy high reviews. I wasn't feeling it that much. But series of games I do absolutely love: Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. The Nemesis system is great and innovative. The combat, holy crap, the combat is fast, fluid, fun, brutal. You could do stealth style. These games are absolutely excellent. They're open world style as well. They could be a bit long, and the Nemesis system could get a bit grindy. But man, this is Siege and War. Doing Siege and War, some of the best, most fun I've had this generation. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Monster Hunter World, a really good RPG. It was my first Monster Hunter, and I enjoyed it for what it was. The Mortal Kombat series, my all-time favorite fighting series, going back from the early 90s. I've always loved Mortal Kombat, and I really love the horror characters in XL, and then in this one you got characters like Spawn and the Joker. Can't go wrong with those games. We got Murder Suspect, a really good like mystery style game, and the last of my physical collection, Mutant Year Zero. So there it is, the collection. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed, and take care.